Hello there. Welcome to a very special episode of Electric Sheep. This is our 206 subscriber special. Um, yeah, thank you for watching and thank anyone who has subscribed. I appreciate you all. We're all in this together. So, without any further delay, let's get to our story titled Never Prepared.
Never prepared, Gideon Voss believed in preparation the way some people believed in destiny or ghosts or limited time offers. Preparation was not a habit. It was a philosophy, a lifestyle, a quiet war against the chaos of existence. It started small, a flashlight in his pocket, reasonable, a spare phone charger, sensible, a granola bar, practical. But Gideon had a mind that could take a what if and stretch it into a full-blown apocalypse. What if the power went out? What if he got stranded? What if there was an emergency? What if there was an even bigger emergency caused by the first emergency? So he added things, a multi-tool, a portable battery pack, a backup battery pack for the backup battery pack, a first aid kit, a second, more advanced first aid kit just in case the first one felt inadequate. Soon his pockets became a system. His jacket became infrastructure. His backpack became, well, controversial. "Why do you have 3 flashlights?" his co-worker Marla once asked. "In case 2 fail," Gideon replied. "What if all 3 fail?" Gideon paused. That night he bought a 4th. Preparation began to shape his personality. He stopped seeing the world as it was and began seeing it as it could go wrong. A quiet street, ambush potential. A crowded cafe, evacuation nightmare. A friendly dog, teeth. His everyday carry evolved accordingly. Pepper spray, then 2, then 1 for each hand. A whistle, a louder whistle. A whistle that required a brief safety tutorial. A compact umbrella, normal. A reinforced umbrella, less normal. A tactical umbrella, which, according to the product description, could withstand extreme weather and unspecified adversarial conditions. Marla noticed the shift. "You don't seem prepared," she said carefully one day. "You seem tense." "I'm ready," Gideon corrected. "For what?" He opened his mouth, paused, closed it. Everything. The incident happened on a Tuesday. Of course it did. Gideon had a Tuesday contingency plan. He left his apartment wearing his reinforced jacket, hidden compartments, his reinforced umbrella, visible confidence, his backpack, which now made a faint mechanical noise if you listened closely. Today he had prepared for rain, power outages, minor injuries, major injuries, sudden hunger, sudden dehydration, sudden need to signal aircraft, sudden need to be aircraft adjacent. He felt unstoppable. Which is precisely when the universe decided to introduce something new. A goose. Not just any goose, a very aggressive goose. It began innocently enough. Gideon walked through the park, mentally reviewing his preparedness matrix. Then he heard it. A honk. Sharp. Accusatory. He turned. The goose was already moving. Now Gideon had prepared for many things. Storms, fires, urban unrest, mildly inconvenient elevators. He had not prepared for a goose that had not, for reasons known only to itself, decided he was a problem. "Okay," Gideon whispered. "Stay calm." He reached for his whistle. Blew it. The goose did not retreat. If anything, it seemed encouraged. "Right," Gideon said, escalating. He opened his umbrella. The tactical one. It deployed with a satisfying thunk. The goose charged. Now here's the thing about preparation. Every item solves a problem, but it also creates one. The umbrella blocked Gideon's vision. The whistle attracted attention, specifically more geese. The backpack, weighted with contingency, made quick movement. Theoretical. The pepper spray? A bad idea when the wind is unpredictable. Gideon turned to run, tripped slightly under the sheer ambition of his own equipment. Recovered. Almost. The goose leapt. There was flapping. There was shouting. There was a moment where Gideon, highly prepared Gideon, locked eyes with this feathered embodiment of chaos and realized something profound. He had planned for everything except the thing that was actually happening. Witnesses later described it as a situation. Marla, who happened to be nearby, described it more specifically. He looked like a survivalist being defeated by a pillow with anger issues. Eventually, a passing stranger clapped loudly and shooed the goose away. Just like that. No gear, no systems, just clapping. Gideon sat on a bench afterward, disheveled, rethinking existence. His umbrella was bent. His whistle had been lost to history. His backpack, still humming faintly, felt heavier than ever. Marla sat beside him. "You okay?" I had no protocol, Gideon said. For a goose? For this goose. She smiled. You know, you can't prepare for everything. Gideon stared into the middle distance. I know, he said slowly, but I can prepare for more things. Marla groaned. No, no, that's the opposite of the lesson. But Gideon was already thinking goose deterrence, avian contingency modules, feather resistant strategies. His eyes lit up. The next day, Gideon arrived with a new item, a small bag labeled Bird Scenario Kit. Marla didn't even ask, she just nodded. Never prepared, huh? Gideon adjusted his backpack. Never, he agreed. Then, after a pause, but getting closer. In the distance, a goose honked, and Gideon, for just a moment, looked completely unprepared.
Well, I really like that story. Um, I didn't put in a rough draft and have it rewritten this time. This time I just had some ideas that I wanted to go into the story and the rest of the story. Oh, and I came up with the title and uh, and yeah, I didn't mention anything about a goose. Just hypothetical problems about everyday carry preparations and over preparations, and I think it turned out really good. I wanted it to be a comedy of errors. That was what I asked for, and it was a funny little story. I like it. I will. There was something I could have changed, but I left the error in because I thought it was hilarious. He got a can of pepper spray. Then he got 2 cans of pepper spray. Then one for each hand. Wait, didn't he already have 2 cans of pepper spray? How many hands does this guy have? uh, I thought that was just a funny little beat to leave in there that you could easily miss. Um, and this story speaks to me because as someone who wants to be known as a real life superhero, I try to be prepared for as much as possible, but I also have long since accepted the fact that you can never really be prepared. I carry first aid kits and other first aid kits that have Narcan in them in case someone overdoses, and I try to be prepared for as much as possible. But I realize that you can just keep preparing and preparing, and that's why I ended up having my titanium shield made, otherwise known as the Walk for Lost Loved Ones, because it is a cooking wok. It is also the idea of being over prepared to the extreme of the extremes to the point where it is burdensome. Burden, burdensome. It's too heavy, but it's as much armor as you would ever need. It's also as much cooking implement as you would ever need because it's a really good little pan. It's a symbol for so many things. But yeah, I also carry a multi tool, and I don't carry. I do keep food in my bag, and so I didn't add these details, but I could have easily been writing about myself, and this story would have spoken to me just as much. ChatGPT did an excellent job crafting a character that is stuck in the same conundrum that I am. That knowing that you can be more prepared, but you will always be unprepared for the unpredictability of life itself. But you can get lucky sometimes. Sometimes your preparations overcome the chaos of the universe. Sometimes it all works out. Yeah. I'm Captain Canada, Joseph Arthur Roszell. I want to thank you for watching. I want to wish you all the luck in the world. I love you. And I want you to know that suicide is never, ever the answer. Peace out for now.